Hey guys, here's Louie. So I'm here waiting on a delivery coming soon. We shall see what it is. It has arrived. Check this out. 1968 Pontiac Firebird. I will do a walk around. Just let me get this car to the bird cage. Well, I have a new member coming to the bird cage. We're gonna drive her in and then I'll show you guys what kind of shape this car's in. Well guys, it looks like the bird cage is getting a little crowded. And I still have under my deck my 69 Firebird. Another one that I have that I'm going to turn into a Trans Am tribute car. And once those two are done, the Lovebird and that Trans Am tribute car, they are going to be living here at the bird cage. So here's the bird cage. And we have my 69 Firebird, my 67 behind the 69, and my 68 Firebird here. Which now we have another 68 Coupe Firebird. So let me give you guys a story real quick how I ended up with this car. This car and the Lovebird was sold to a real close friend of mine's, which wasn't a really good clean deal. The gentleman kind of went around the story that these cars was legit with titles. And this one here, the 68 Coupe, do have a good title, okay, and that's why I ended up keeping the car. Once my friend kind of got stuck with the car, but the Lovebird didn't. The Lovebird, we had a real tough time to get a good title for the car, and it wasn't my deal, it was my friend's deal. But I feel a little bit like in the middle of things, because I'm the one that had the individual call me, and I skipped on the deal of buying the two cars with parts and an engine. And I kind of involved my friend Dan in this deal, and I just told him, you know, give my buddy Dan a call, and Dan did, and he kind of got stuck with the whole thing. But at the end, I was blessed to find a title guy through another friend of mine's, which was a blessing, and we was able to get the Lovebird title. Now, the way I fall into this picture is because my buddy needed help with his 67 GTO 400 car, and I did the trunk on that car, the full trunk, the gas tank bracing for the tank. I did fuel line, brake lines, completely brand new. I did a disc brake conversion kit for him from scratch also. I did all the wiring that needed to be fixed on that car. That car turns on with the key now. And at the end of the deal, we basically traded my labor for the two cars, the convertible Lovebird that I call the Lovebird, and this Coupe over here, and also numerous of parts for first gen Firebird. And at the end of the day, my buddy asked me if I was going to be happy with that deal, and if it's okay, we shake on it, and it's done, and it's a done deal, which I did. At the end, did I needed two cars in my collection? No, I didn't. Did I have any intentions of getting two other cars? No. But I kind of felt like he was stuck with these cars. It was going to be hard for him to sell it, especially one of them having a problem with the title. So I made the deal with him. Long story short, these cars are mine now. They in my possession. They here at the at the bird cage. The lovebird is the garage getting worked on, and my buddy at the end did an awesome job by paying for a title for the lovebird. So the lovebird, that's why I continue building that car. And I said, okay, I'll build the car. My wife always went crazy when she saw the convertible Firebirds. I don't have no convertibles in my collection, as you guys can see here. So the lovebird is the first bird in my collection to be in a convertible. So with a good title, you could build a car, and I did. And that car now is going to be fully restored and given to my wife once restored. So at the end, he was happy with his GTO getting fixed. And let's think about it. Who out there doesn't know already that Louie is crazy about the first gen Firebird? So that's the story behind this car. Now, real quick, what are my plans with the car? I'll let you guys decide what should I do with this car. But I plan, this is my idea, but I'm willing to take any suggestions or whatever. I do find that if I finish building these cars complete like I did, let's say the white car here, from the ground up, there is not a lot of people out there that are willing to pay the money once the car is all built up. So I could do all the sheet metal on this car and send it down the road, or I could basically get rid of it the way it is. It has a good title. This car does have good bones, and I'll get to that once I am done taking out the parts of the car out from inside the car, for you guys to see what she's all about. But my plans is to build it, and if you guys will hold on to the end of the video, at the end I will post pictures of how I want this car here to look. So let me remove the parts out the car, put them away, and I will film the bones, the structure of the car. All right guys, real quick, I'm going to give you the rundown on the car. So the subframe actually doesn't look that bad. It even looks like somebody gave it a nice paint on the subframe. It looks like it was even baked on. It does have the power steering gearbox, and it's nice and sealed, so no water went inside. All right, it has the correct motor mounts for Pontiac. Now, the biggest issue I see with this car here at the firewall is somebody started cutting away the plug wells. All right, and they damaged a whole bunch of the top here of the firewall. Now, they sell that panel. It's not a big thing, and if I really wanted to, I could cut it off and just replace what they destroy there. But I'm trying to work out a deal with a friend of mine's that have a whole bunch of cars that he either takes things away or he sells it as is. So I'm trying to work out a deal with him to see if I could get some things off the cars he have. But that's the worst part of the firewall right there, what you see. And my idea is that whoever had this car was trying to make it an AC car, so they wanted to remove this part of the firewall to install the AC car sheet metal to make it work. Now, up here, as you always have, your rust problems here on top of the dash, where the dash pad will go, top of the dash panel. They all suffer from this because of the water and the moisture and all the stuff that stays in between the cowl panel that goes here and all that kind of stuff, parking them under trees and stuff like that. But I have fixed way worse than that, and you guys have seen it. The doors of this car doesn't look bad, okay? It's a patch that needs to be done right there, but check out that body line. Body line is excellent. And I actually grabbed this door, and look at that. It's not that bad, okay? I mean, it's pretty solid. Nice where the hinges get bolted down to. Somebody put an outer rocker, okay? An outer rocker on this car has been installed already. And an inner rocker and outer rocker was installed on the passenger side. Here goes the floor. Your typical floor problems of these first gen F body cars. I have seen many Firebirds like this. All right, and the crazy part is that I have all these panels. I have from the toe boards all the way to the back, okay? And it even seems like I could use these seat risers. Now I have shown in my YouTube channel here at First Generation Garage that it is easier just to replace the whole floor, the whole sectional floor. But look at that rear floor, okay? The sheet metal on the rear floor section. And also I took a look underneath. The rear frame rails are unbelievable. And look at where your trunk hump is going to the back. There is some rust I see here, but that's not a big deal. I saw that they cut the whole dashboard where your defroster goes and all that kind of stuff, your controls for your heater box. They cut that whole panel out, so that's what I'm thinking. They was trying to convert this to an AC car. I would need to repair that. Then it's got everything else. It's not butchered. Now I will take you guys to the trunk. It definitely needs quarter panels, okay, and outer wheelhouse. The inner wheelhouse don't look bad. Now this was this used to be a ragtop car. Okay, there goes the pins. Excuse me. I was sweeping leaves and debris from this, and I guess I'm allergic to it. It's making me cough like crazy. But yeah, the roof here looks good. Now, your typical rot that these cars get. Now here, if you take your time and you have a stretcher and a shrinker, you could make this work. I'm missing this panel here, the deck filler, rear deck filler panel, and this is the inner structure for the deck panel. Me per se, this is all butchered up too. Me per se, I will probably just do all this. Okay, you have an option here. Either you repair this whole panel, they sell it complete. Okay, you save yourself a whole lot of work like that. Or you take your time and you make sure this is the right way, because this is butchered out, the speaker cut out here. All right, but they do sell this panel going all the way to the back here. All right, so that needs to be repaired. But all honesty, the car is not that bad. I mean, for me, I know I could fix it. There's other guys out there that could fix it. But to me, I really don't see a big deal here. All this is rotted away, and I am lucky enough that I have this panel. And I have the other side too. This side doesn't look bad at all. This side still looks good. This one had the antenna on the rear quarter, Okay. And that's why I'm kind of, I really want to know what kind of car this was, because that's actually cool to have it in the rear quarter panel, the antenna. So she was either a 350 car or 400. I will have to get the PHS to see what kind of car it was. Maybe if I stay with it, which that's my intentions, I will order it. Now let's take a look at the trunk. So the trunk, believe it or not, is not bad. It's got holes, yeah, it got rotted holes, but not too bad. I will just change out this section here, the middle section, which I do have, that whole panel, that whole complete panel I do have. All right, but here where the tail lights go, it doesn't look bad. Over here, if you could use a little hammer and dollar, you fix it. She's a little bent over here. I don't see really no big crazy damage. Now she was hit. It looks like she either was hit when they put the car away or by an accident, you know, automobile accident. She got hit over here, but it did not destroy the frame rails. Let me share with you guys on the other side. So far for sheet metal, what I don't have that I will have to order is outer wheelhouse, quarter panel, both sides, and this door looks great too. Little patch down there, no big deal. And as you guys can see, the outer and the inner was replaced on this side. Okay. Actually, the inner is original to the car on the passenger and driver side, but the outer was replaced, outer rockers. Here we go. You can see that it was a rack top car, and it's funny because I forgot about that this car was a rack top car. My buddy was holding this car for me about a year already, and he just delivered the car today to me, but I did forget it was a rack top car. And it's funny because I wanted a rack top car, and like I said, if you guys could hold on to and see the end of the video, I will share pictures of what's my ideas for this car. So as you can see, yep, sheeny quarter panels. All right. But it's not that terrible. Believe me, I seen worse. Now, I will take you guys to check out the bottom of the car. Just give me a little bit. I'm set myself up to check out underneath the car. All right, guys, I'm gonna do the best to film underneath the car. All right, now that rear end, to me, it does not look like a Pontiac at all. It is a 10 bolt, but doesn't look like a Pontiac. I was checking out the castings on it, which is okay in my book because I have an extra one and it is Pontiac. Look at the frame rails on this car. I mean, I checked out the frame rails and they look awesome. I mean, really, that's not the frame rail. I'm trying to, there goes the frame rails. I mean, it really does look great. Frame rails do not look messed up at all. Doesn't look like they got twisted or ever into a real bad collision that they were twisted or they start caving in. I squeeze them sometimes. If these rear frame rails are really rotted, you could squeeze them. This is just paint coming off, flaking off. But if you guys could see the rear of the floor, look at how nice and tight. Everything is still nice and welded from factory. Nice and tight. Looks great. Actually looks really good in here. Okay. This is the only thing I will remove, is the section tank. Everything else looks absolutely good in my book. Let me share with you guys the parts that the car came with. Alright guys, so this is the complete floor on one side, the complete floor on the next side. So you got your driver, your passenger side. I also have a fender, a hood back there. Alright, I have this fender, I have many fenders, so I'm okay there. Heater box, front bumper with all the bumpers brackets, which is a plus. The front bumper reinforcement, okay, they do not reproduce this part right here. All right, so if you have an original one, hold on to it if you're going to build a car, because you're going to need it. A rear bumper, those rear bumpers, I just make sure they're nice and straight as possible for when I start building the cars. I'll use it for when the time comes for the quarter panel and tail panel, and make sure everything fits. I shared that on the last video. The heater box is right there, and everything looks like it could be reused. Guys, I'm gonna give you an idea. So when you see your heater box eating out like this, go look how much these things cost brand new. They cost an arm and a leg. Just get sheet metal. You could get like a 20 gauge and follow the contours and all that and rivet it in. Because if you're gonna weld this in, it's so thin, you're just gonna get burn throughs. But if you give it some shape and rivet it in, trust me, it will work. These doors on this car was gutted out, but here are the windows regulators, okay, and the window channels for the rear quarter glass. So I'm good. I also have the sail panels. I could do patches out of these sail panels and burn them into this car. So guys, I mean, it's unbelievable. I got this car here, but yes, I have the parts here. The only sheet metal I don't have, like I said, is the 2 quarters and the rear outer wheelhouse. But yep, check this out. I even have a deluxe Firebird steering wheel to go in this car. So I wanted to share with you guys the new member to the Bird family. This car has a lot of potential. I could see it. Guys out there that knows about these cars and that are able to fix it, which I honestly believe anybody could do it. There's enough information out there. Some great YouTube channels out there. Follow them along. Myself, Jonathan at Vinyl Village Garage. You got Brian Menson, Arrowhead Garage. You got JK Next Garage. You got Mike at Lake and Lodge Garage. You have so much F-body channels out there that it's unbelievable with the information all these guys, including myself, have put out there. And if you take your time, collect some tools, and put yourself together, you're able to take a car in this condition and make them look like these birds. Okay, let's remember something. I bought this one in a junkyard. Look what she is today. Okay, I bought this car all messed up. Look at how she looks today. I bought my 67 Firebird back there at the age of 22. Okay, the whole front sheet metal was crashed on that car. It was garbage. I think the story behind that one was the guy hit a fire hydrant or something like that. She's up and running and driving for years now. So you could turn something like this and make into your dream car. All right, guys, don't forget the thumbs up, don't forget the sharing, the subscribing, and let me know in your comments what you think Louie should do with the new member of the Bird family. I haven't come up with a name, but I will soon. Take care now. Bye bye.